All right, so this is going to be how you make 100K per month with YouTube as an agency owner, a service provider, a coach, a consultant, someone who sells online digital products, especially if they're high ticket, etc. I'm going to tell you exactly how you do it, the most important things. This is going to be a high level overview, but I'm going to be going over the absolute most important things. And by the end of this video, you are going to know how to actually make 100K per month on YouTube, because there's a ton of people who have done it. I've personally gotten about 15 students to 100K per month. I've gotten 4 people to doing about $1 million a month. So I know exactly how this works. I myself do about 300 to 400K per month. And, I use basically this methodology. Okay. So I'm going to be going over the most important stuff. Let's start now. So first of all, a bunch of testimonials, a bunch of other people I've helped get there, all the way from, people who are making their first little bit of money, right? Like this literally was like their first little bit of money. They started in January, February. This is a screenshot I just took. $5,000, $4,000, all the way to people who are launching their freaking SaaS products. Did 350K on our first SaaS product. On courses alone, we peaked at 250. And then kind of middle ground, people who are making about 40K a month. And then also people who are doing about $1 million a month, right? So my students come from all over the place. This works whether you are, a big business owner already doing 100K per month and you want to get to $1 million a month, or you're somebody who's just thinking about starting a personal brand on YouTube. This is going to work for you. Okay. So let me introduce the concept of a hybrid personal brand. I think everybody knows what a personal brand is. Personal brand is where you actually show your face. Very important you do that, guys. Do not be a faceless YouTube channel if you're trying to actually make really big money. Don't get me wrong. Those faceless automation YouTube channels, you can make money with that, but you're not going to be able to sell coaching, courses, services, as an agency owner. Obviously, I think this is common sense for most people, but I have had a decent amount of people come to me and be like, "Oh, can I not show my face?" No, you have to show your face. Okay, I'm sorry. You got to show your face. You got to put yourself out there. People are not going to trust you if you don't show your face. The reason that people watch YouTube there's 2 reasons. And if you're a business owner, you understand every single business solves problems. There's 2 problems that YouTube solves: boredom and loneliness. It solves boredom because YouTube is entertaining and educational, and it solves loneliness because you are interacting, your brain thinks you are interacting with other human beings. That is why people watch YouTube. So if you're doing a faceless YouTube channel, you are solving the boredom problem, but you are not solving the loneliness problem. And people are just not going to trust you and they're not going to buy your stuff. Okay. So, and this is also why I recommend making educational content. Do not make entertainment content. There's a few people out there that can make entertainment content and still sell. Very difficult. These people have crazy good finesse. You can check out one example of that is Bia Heza. Okay, Bia Heza is an absolute beast. He makes funny, entertaining content, and he still is able to sell. But that is extremely hard to pull off. Okay, so hybrid personal brand. I just told you what a personal brand is. Now, what the heck is this hybrid thing, right? What is a hybrid? Is this some kind of weird marketing gimmick? Like, what the heck is this? Okay, so basically, a hybrid personal brand is almost every single big name out there. So Alex Hormozi, for instance, has a hybrid personal brand. He has a personal brand, which is his name. And typically it is going to be your name or something close to your name, a nickname, maybe your first name, like, I don't know, like Agency Mike or something like that. But he starts a business that he can actually sell. Because the downside of having a personal brand, something like Gary V, for instance, is you can't ever sell, GaryV.com. You can't ever sell that. But what you can sell is acquisition.com, which is what Alex Hormozi started. And I know he says he doesn't plan on selling it. Yeah, okay, Alex, sure you don't plan on selling it. If he gets tired of it, he's definitely going to sell it. So that is a hybrid personal brand. A couple of more examples. Charlie Morgan. This guy's been blowing up lately. 114K subs, and he's making like 1.3 million a month, which is absolutely nuts. He also has a hybrid personal brand. He has this product called Imperium Acquisition, also known as Easy Grow. I think he changed the name of it. And yeah, he could sell that later on down the line. He can definitely sell that at some point. Doug DeMuro is another great example. So Doug DeMuro, this is a car review guy. Little bit off topic, not quite an agency owner, but he reviews cars. He's been doing it for years. He started a website called carsandbids.com. He sold about 50% of it for $80 million. Right. So he's $80 million rich because he started a personal brand, but it was a hybrid personal brand. Then he built a business on top of it that he could actually sell. Very, very important that you do that. Okay. I see people making this mistake quite a bit where they basically, make their personal brand their business. And you want to structure it in such a way where you can actually sell it later on down the line. So, let's talk about a $100,000 a month hybrid personal brand. Now, for $100,000 a month might be chump change for some of you. I have clients come to me, they're already making, $500,000, $1 million a month, and they want to scale even higher with YouTube. For some of you, 100,000 is absolutely unimaginable. So, hey, 100,000 guys, it's very, very achievable, even with a small channel. Charlie Morgan was doing like 700, 800,000 a month when he was at like 20K subs. Okay. So it's absolutely achievable with a small channel. So the four main components of this are your niche / offer, your content format, viral ideas, and the cash code system. Okay. And the entire strategy basically looks like this. Your niche / offer is the thing in the middle. This is incredibly important. I think everybody knows, like, if you're trying to sell a shitty offer that nobody wants, your marketing could be level 99 out of 99, right? Like think of a RuneScape, right? You're level 99 marketing, but you're trying to sell a shitty offer. It's going to be hard. Okay. It's going to be really freaking hard. You're going to have a really bad time selling. Your product could be 99 out of 100. Like everything could be maxed out, but you're going to have a hard time selling. You're basically swimming against the current if you're selling a crappy offer. Okay. So if you have a crappy niche, you're selling a crappy offer, you need to get that fixed. I'm not going to go over that in this video, but the big thing is make sure you're solving painful problems for people that have money. Solve painful problems that people that actually have money. Do not sell to brokies, guys. It's really hard. Okay. It's just a pain in the ass. Don't sell to brokies. Make sure you're solving real problems for people who actually have money. All right. So that's the niche offer. Very important. This is like the nucleus. Okay. If this is a cell, this is the nucleus of the cell. Yeah, it's so important. You absolutely have to nail that. Second thing, content format. This is something that is so obvious. It's right in front of our faces, and yet we don't see it. Every big channel on YouTube, like Mr. Beast, for instance, has the exact same content format in almost every video, if not every video. All of Mr. Beast's videos are challenge videos. All of them. And I've talked about this before. There's this really good article that someone wrote, and I can't take credit for it because whoever wrote this is a freaking genius. But it's called The Taxonomy of YouTube Videos and How You Can Develop Original Content That Works. Amazing article. And it goes over almost breaks down YouTube videos like a science, like a taxonomy. And, it says there's basically 8 formats. I kind of disagree. I think there's more formats than that, but there's essentially 8 formats: listicles, explainers, commentary, interview, music video, challenges, reaction, and narrative. All of Mr. Beast's videos are challenge videos, guys. All of them. Every single one. I mean, he hasn't done a non-challenge video probably in like 5 years. And there's a reason for that. He's not doing this thing where one video is a blog, the next video is a podcast, the next video is a how-to, the next video is a reaction video. Like, he's not doing that, guys. He made other channels where he does that. He's got Mr. Beast Philanthropy and Mr. Beast Gaming and all that. So he has other channels where he does that, but not on his main channel. His main channel has one format. And guys, this is a mistake I see all the time, where people will be doing content in different formats like this. And it's just a huge mistake. You don't want to do that. You absolutely don't want to do that. Pick one format and stick with that format. Now, here's the funny thing about formats. You can actually have different formats, but it's the way you position the format. So for instance, if you position your videos as listicles, I do that on my channel. I position all my videos as listicles. 7 best remote jobs, 7 best work from home job companies always hiring, blah, blah, blah. Then you can basically position all of your videos like that, even if the video is actually kind of a how-to, right? So you can kind of make a how-to video, but the way you position it is as a listicle. So another thing I should note on this is almost all content is a listicle. Almost all content is actually a listicle. Whether or not it's presented as a listicle or not, all content is a listicle. And you should think of it that way because that makes it so much easier to make the content. Whether you're talking about a listicle video, a how-to video, a step-by-step guide, a tutorial, a challenge video, reaction video, news, even books. Books have chapters. That's basically a list. So books are just a series of lists. So basically all content is a listicle. And you really want to treat it like that. And I really recommend, guys, especially if you're a beginner, you're not experienced with YouTube, just write down some bullet points. Okay, just write down some bullet points. Make your life easy. Do not try to script something. Do not try to read something word for word. It's going to be a painful experience trying to read that word for word, and you're going to sound fake because it's really easy to tell when people are reading something word for word. Like if I was reading this word for word, you guys could tell. I'm not. This is just off the top of my head. I can talk about this stuff all day because I'm an expert in the subject. And that's what you want to do as well. You want to talk about stuff that you're either an expert in, or you want to talk, if you're not an expert, don't position yourself as an expert. Position yourself as a learner and share your journey as you learn, as you go along. It's extremely relatable because people who are making $1 million a month, that's not relatable to the average person. It's not even relatable to the new business owner who's making their first 5 to 10K per month. And so what's more relatable is, hey, I just got to like 20K per month or 30K per month. Here's how I did it. Great. That's awesome. Share your journey, and eventually you will be an expert. That's exactly what Iman Gadzhi did, for instance. He shared his journey all the way from the beginning, and that's how he was able to grow a massive, massive brand of extremely loyal fans. Okay? So content format, extremely important. Highly recommend reading this article, The Taxonomy of YouTube Videos. Great article. And next, let's move on to viral ideas. Guys, super, super important. So I can't even emphasize how important this is. What you want to do is use what's known as the icon method. Now, here's an example of me actually with some of my biggest videos, some of my most popular videos, okay? So this was actually my most popular video ever. It got like 3.4 million views. And basically, I discovered this video because what I did is I found a video that was honestly just absolute shit. Okay, I hate to be mean to this guy, but this guy Gentle John, he made a terrible video, just objectively horrible video. It looked like it was recorded with a potato. The audio was terrible. It looks like the audio was just right out of the camera. It's just terrible audio. Thumbnail's terrible, as you can see. It's just a still shot. The intro's terrible. He didn't edit it at all. Even the silences or anything or the mistakes, didn't edit anything. I think he was drinking during the video, so he's stumbling and bumbling over his words. Just objectively terrible video. Okay, and also it came from a small channel, and yet this video still did very well. It got 760,000 views. So that's the icon method. You identify videos that are objectively shitty that typically come from smaller channels, and yet they did really well. And why did they do well? It can only be one thing. It's the video idea. Now, don't get the idea mixed up with the title. They're very similar, but they're different. An idea could have 200 different titles. You could spin an idea in 200 different ways. In the journalism world, they call this an angle, right? They could have like 100, maybe even 1,000 different angles for one title. And the angle you choose is important. But the biggest thing is just making sure it's an idea that people are starving to hear about. So in this particular case, the most worthless college majors, there's a ton of people out there that are pissed off at college because they went through college. They felt like it didn't give them the value that they wanted. They're paying off their student loans very slowly. They've probably got $100,000, $200,000 in student loans. And they felt like they got scammed. And they felt like everyone told them to do it, and it didn't really help them that much. And I took this video idea. I made an actual good video, the most useless degrees. And what do you know? It popped off. It got 3.4 million views. So that is how it's done, guys. Okay, that is how it is done. That is viral ideas. You want to do this because the viral ideas, in the same way that the niche is so important for your channel as a whole, the viral idea is important for each individual video. The viral idea is like the nucleus of each individual video. Okay, that's how important it is. The idea will make or break your video. You can make the best video in the world, but if no one gives a shit about the idea, no one's going to watch it. So that's how important the idea is, okay? You can even have pretty mediocre thumbnails, titles, intros. You probably want to make sure the thumbnail, title, intro is pretty good. But you can even have mediocre thumbnail, titles, and intros. And if the idea is good, the video is going to pop, okay? It's going to blow up. The next thing is the cash code system. This is how you actually make money, right? This is how you're getting views, you're solving people's problems. It's the right audience, it's the right niche. You're talking about your offer. How do you actually make money? It's a cash code system, okay? There are certain ways of promoting products on YouTube that work way better than other ways. I can't tell you how many YouTubers, for instance, I've run into. You might even know one yourself where they're getting a lot of views, but they're not making any money. Right? There's these YouTubers that are just sitting on a gold mine, but they have no idea how to monetize it. They don't know how to make money from their channel. And there are certain ways that are like 100 times more effective than other ways to make money. And this is what I've broken down. And I actually have a spreadsheet where I detailed in great detail how people are trying to monetize, the people that are the best out there, and which method is the most effective. So the most effective methods, of course, are selling high ticket. Okay, selling something high ticket is the most effective method, with the exception of SaaS. But SaaS is not good for like 99% of people. But if you're doing SaaS, this works great as well. But okay, SaaS might even be better than high ticket, but it's just not right for 99% of people out there. So high ticket coaching, high ticket consulting, amazing cash flow business. Get your cash flow business done. Start making a shitload of money, and then start your SaaS business after that. That's the best way to do it. So, but this is not just because you know what the best way to monetize is, which is high ticket coaching, consulting, agency owner, blah blah blah. Which, yes, by the way, you can have a low ticket MRR offer and then funnel people to the high ticket. That is something you should do. But just know that the low ticket its main purpose is to get people to go to the high ticket. But there are certain ways of promoting your content on YouTube that work much, much better than others. There's direct ways and there's indirect ways. And depending on your audience, you want to choose direct or indirect. Probably I will make an entire video in the future on exactly how to do that. And again, here is a bunch of testimonials from people that I've helped. All the way from somebody making their first $900 in a month. That's their first few weeks working with me, all the way to people doing 12 to 15 mil this year. Okay, so those are the clients that I work with. I work with people who are kind of new to the game, and I work with people who are absolutely crushing it already, and I help them crush it even more. And there are certain ways where you can optimize your systems to where if you're making, let's say you're on YouTube already, you're making 100K per month. You start working with me, you're going to be making 300K a month really quickly. A couple records that I have. I started somebody off from absolute scratch. They didn't have any experience. They were an 18-year-old. They were an engineering student. They didn't have any time. And I got them to 85K per month within 6 months. So that is a record for in terms of somebody starting from absolute zero. Somebody also came into my program. They were making about 100K per month. We got them to 850K per month during the program as well. So it's like a 750K delta. So, we got them to like a 8-figure run rate, $10 million a year, just by working with us. So, of course, the strategies you use to go from 100K to $1 million are going to be a little different than the strategies you use to go from 10K to 100K. It's going to be definitely different. But this is basically how it's done, guys. This is the TLDR. This is the 80-20 of how it's done on YouTube. You want to make sure that you nail these things. If you nail those things and then you're just consistently uploading videos, you're going to crush it. You're going to absolutely crush it. And guys, I'm just going to say right now, Definitely check out my free resources. I got a free course that tells you basically how to do all of this. Also, jump on a call with me if you want to help. If you want to save a ton of time for yourself, I absolutely am going to try to sell you something 100%. I'm going to try to sell you my coaching program, specifically where I've helped a ton of people do just this. But right now, there's never been a better time to get on YouTube and start doing it. YouTube is currently promoting smaller channels more. They're basically copying TikTok. I don't know how long they're going to do that. And then on top of that, really raw, authentic, kind of basic content, just like I'm making right now, is what's doing really well on YouTube. And so definitely book the link. It'll be down below or wherever. I might post this on LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever. So it might be somewhere else. It might be in my bio or whatever, but you know where to go. Go to the link and book that. The testimonials will be there. Information on it will be there, and you can book a call with me and we can work together.